Can I have all of our young people come join me up here on the steps, please? So you guys, I have a problem, and I'm really sad about it. Can you tell? I'm just sad because it's just not good. Do you want to know what my problem is? One of my friends challenged me to draw something, to make a piece of art, and all I have is like these pieces of small paper. It got ripped up or something, and I don't know how to draw. What am I going to do? I mean, this is a really bad situation for me. How am I going to give them a drawing if I can't draw and my paper's ripped? You don't know? Look behind you. Is there anything that you could do to help me? And what? You see color crayons? Do you see anything else? Dropped a piece. Oh, there it is. See, I got 4 pieces, and I don't know what to do. What do you see? You see tape? Well, what can I do with tape? I mean, I can't do this. What am I going to do? Tape the paper? Well, do you think you guys could help me do that? Well, you got to take it. You take some tape and see if you can do that. You guys want to help? But then I got another question, Peter. If we tape the paper, I still don't have anything on it, and I can't draw, so what do I do? Do you think you can help me? We've got markers. You're right. So what if all of you took a marker and helped me make the artwork? Would that work? You want to try it? You guys go do it, because I don't think I can. I just think I'm just not good at art. Oh, kind of like a puzzle, isn't it? Almost got it. Good thing it's only ripped in 4 pieces, huh? Lining it up perfect. All of a sudden, I'm seeing that maybe things aren't so bad after all, because you guys are helping me put that back together. But there's no color on there yet, is there? Not yet. And if we're going to have artwork, we have to have color, right, Peter? Yeah? All right. Got it, William? Almost.
And I know my favorite color is green.
Green? Is there a green one? There's one in the green family. You could pick up that one. Okay, look. We have a piece of paper. It's put back together again. So what if we bring it over here and everybody colors on it? Would that be good? What do you think? Color on yours, Cece. Just take that cap right off and color right on the paper, right there. Keep going. Everybody can just jump in there and color with their marker. That's okay. Can you get yours? Good job, Zane. Wow. This is looking pretty good. Okay, here's the cap. So, okay, let me hold this up. What do you think? So I was supposed to make some artwork for my friend. You think they'll like that? I think it's nice. Don't y'all think that's nice? I mean, it's got all kinds of colors, and it's taped together. And you know what? I was really sad when I started out because I thought I couldn't do this. But look, you guys took what was not good for me and made it good, right? So this picture tells us that all of us, whenever those things happen in life that just aren't very good and aren't very fun, all of us can work together and make it good, right? Right. I'm going to hang this up someplace so we have that reminder. Is that a good idea, Peter? Yeah, okay. Let's all say a prayer together. We grab hands. You repeat after me, okay? Dear God, thank you that we all have the ability to do good things. Amen.
On the third day, there was a wedding in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Jesus and his disciples had also been invited to the wedding. When the wine gave out, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." And Jesus said to her, "Woman, what concern is that to you and to me? My hour has not yet come." His mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." Now standing there were 6 stone water jars for the Jewish rite of purification, each holding 20 or 30 gallons. Jesus said to them, "Fill the jars with water," and they filled them up to the brim. He said to them, "Now draw some out and take it to the chief steward." So they took it. When the steward tasted the water that had become wine and did not know where it came from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew, the servant called the bridegroom and said to him, "Everyone serves the good wine first, and then the inferior wine after the guests have become drunk. But you have kept the good wine until now." Jesus did this, the first of his signs, in Cana of Galilee, and revealed his glory, and his disciples believed in him. May the Lord bless the readings to our understanding.
I invite you to pray with me. Gracious God, may the words of my mouth and the meditation of all our hearts be acceptable in your sight, our strength and our redeemer. Last weekend was the start of this cold winter weather. We had wind chills as we do now, and several people, including myself, were stuck for 2.5 days with a broken furnace. Now, let me tell you, it was cold. I had this can of seltzer water sitting out the entire time, and when I picked it up after the heat was restored, it felt as though it's been in the freezer. I'm not even kidding. I slept in hat and mittens. My cat was a constant presence at my side, no doubt trying to get whatever body heat was left, and my deodorant froze. Can you guess then my elation when the furnace was fixed? My very first response as I felt warm air coming out of those vents, filling my house with the scent of heat, was, "Thank you, God." And that's a very appropriate response. One needs to be grateful for all the things we normally take for granted. But then I started to think, does that mean that God made it happen? Like last Saturday, God thought, how can I challenge Kim this week? I know, I'll break the gas valve on her furnace, that will do it. And if that's true, if God did that, it would mean that after a few days of being challenged, God decided, okay, she's had enough. I'll go ahead and deliver that part to Rapids Heating. Yeah, I don't think so. Sure, it's easy to explain things away. Well, that's the way God wants it, but that doesn't make for good theology. I mean, would we really think very highly of a God that allows me to have heat, but makes thousands of others live daily in deprivation? The image of a wedding is something which we can all relate. Someone is getting married and months of planning commences. We reserve the party room, we meet with the pastor, we send out invitations, and we try on dresses and suits and have them all fitted. We plan for decorations, we meet with the caterer. This is a really big event, the party of the year, and we need to make sure we have enough food and wine for everyone that comes to celebrate. And so we go about all this busyness with great diligence. We want to arrive at that day without a single problem. We want to simply sit back and enjoy ourselves, so we get it all ready ahead of time. The question then is, how do we respond when the party is in full swing and someone says, "Hey, we're out of wine here"? Oh, that dreaded feeling of panic. You know, when you realize that your plans are going awry and everything is going to be ruined and it's just awful and it's your party, so you'll cry if you want to. That's what's going on at Cana. the story begins on the third day. We might wonder, on the third day of what? Well, it is the third day of Jesus' ministry with the disciples, but more importantly, when early Christians heard on the third day, they automatically thought of the resurrection when Jesus was raised on the third day. So the writer of John's gospel was asserting great wisdom in beginning the story on the third day. Anyone who heard it would relate whatever comes next to new life. And that's exactly what the story implies. It's important to understand that this wedding at Cana is meant to be read as juxtaposition. We've got the law of Moses delivered on one hand, and we've got the life that Jesus empowers on the other. Those 6 stone jars that Jesus told the people to fill, they would have been intentionally placed in the party hall for the purpose of fulfilling Jewish purification ritual. Thus, they represent the law of Moses. This is what you must do, purify yourselves. It's what the guests would have done when they first arrived at the party. They'd get themselves right with God so they could go off and have a good time. But inevitably, disaster strikes. And without missing a beat, they turn to Jesus. We're out of wine. You've got to help us. As if God's greatest concern at the moment is their party. But Jesus goes ahead and Jesus plays along. And he answers his mother, "Woman, what concern is that to us?" Now, don't worry. Jesus wasn't being disrespectful to his mom. He uses the word, as was Jewish custom, to express an adult-to-adult relationship. In other words, by calling her woman, Jesus is placing himself on mutual terms with his mother. Essentially, he's breaking down expectation and formality. Being put on the same level as the living Christ. But the people don't catch on. All they know is that they're in an hour of need, and Jesus basically shrugs it off. He says rather nonchalantly, "My hour has not yet come." Now, can you imagine? In our many moments of human crisis, maybe it's a test you need to pass or the keys you can't find, you're desperate for heat, whatever it is. In weariness, you beg of God, "Please fix this. Come on, I did my part. I went to church on Sunday. I'm good to go." I know we've all been there. And I know we've all wondered, "God, don't you care about what's happening here? Can't you stop terrorism, cure cancer, and rig the lottery? I mean, you're God. You can do all things, right?" But the answer echoes like a terrifying scream. Calm down. My hour has not yet come. Now, haven't we heard that somewhere else? My hour has not yet come. Yeah, if we look beyond our own wishes and needs, beyond our own ritual fix-it remedies, there it is. My hour has not yet come. Right there, smack dab in the middle of another story, the crucifixion, which leads to life. You see, what's taking place at the wedding in Cana is much more than water turning into wine. It's a lesson, a demonstration, a plea. Realize, people, that without my guidance, you fall short of abundant life. In times of panic, we need not hope that God will somehow take our side and save the day. We need to realize that Christ has already provided us with all that we need. Mary, the mother of Jesus, caught on quick. She instructed the others, "Do whatever he tells you." And the story explicitly tells us that they did. Jesus directed them to fill the jars with water, and they filled them to the brim. Jesus told them to draw some out and take it to the chief steward, and they took it. So what's the miracle here? That when the chief steward tasted the water, it was described as the best wine of the entire evening? Or is it that Mary freaked out and asked God to fix it, and bam, just like that, it was fixed? Or perhaps there's something else. Perhaps the miracle happens as people trust Jesus and discover life over death. But yeah, I don't so much believe that God manages everything from one big control board, because the hour did come. And when it came, Jesus proved that we can know God and live in harmony with God no matter the situation. Because in his death and resurrection, Christ took what was bad and made it good. And each and every one of us is invited to do the same. Take what is bad and make it good. Why then did the wedding guests run out of wine in the first place? Well, they weren't fully prepared. Simple as that. It happens. We can't get everything right all of the time. Why was I without heat for 2.5 days? Well, because the furnace broke. Luck of the draw. It happens. God didn't empty out the wine jars, nor did God break my furnace. But God is very much active in how we handle such things. Will I take the experience I lived last week and allow it to direct my support of those who cannot call a furnace repairman? Well, if I do, it's because I know that God doesn't make bad things happen. God affords us the ability to learn and grow and take hold of our lives and live as Christ lived in the world. My friends, we are well aware there are going to be difficult days. We will see many a situation where we want nothing more than a magic fix from our Creator. Without a doubt, we will be challenged. And when we meet that challenge, we will be challenged again. It'll just keep happening. Be challenged, meet it, be challenged, meet it, be challenged. Because life happens. But as Richard Rohr points out, we'll come through it transformed, and then we'll have a message to share with the world. You know that little feeling you get when you just know that God was a part of something? You feel that shiver down your spine? Listen to that. Pay attention. It's the good wine. The wine that allows the party to go on. The wine that gives to humanity what humanity cannot give to itself. It's the wine that never runs out. In fact, this wine is filled to the brim, and it's right there for us to partake. Thanks be to God.